Alrighty, so day 11 I think it is. Trying something new today. Past few days have been really rough. So I was thinking Prabhupada told us to use our brains to try and figure out how to better do this book distribution. So I'm thinking maybe it's my appearance. My jacket's very warm, but part of that looks like it's a very durable jacket. Part of that makes it look like I'm possibly living on the street, which there's very nice people who live on the street, but unfortunately, because people in the city tend to try and avoid the people who look like they live on the street. Krishna, it's getting cold, my tongue goes. People often shy away from me, not very positive for me. So I'm thinking, how can I dress more like the people who I'm trying to distribute books to? So, foregoing the wool, heavy warm hat that I wear on top of my head, let my hair keep me warm, wearing a scarf, wearing a bunch of layers, and rather than wearing a big heavy jacket, wearing a more presentable designed sweater. So, seeing if dressing in a bit more of a fancy fashion will make people a bit more easy when I approach them. So, trying something new every day, and I think I'm just starting to sink into this whole 10 hours thing. Past few days, the first hour or so, I was like, oh my gosh, here we go again. But now I'm starting to feel like, hey, I'm back where I belong. It's time to do some books. I'm starting to feel more at home on the streets doing books. But my wife also makes our home a nice home as well. So I've got that going for me too. She takes good care of me. Hare Krishna, time to distribute. Boom, and just like that, a book goes out. We have to have conviction in what we are distributing. We have to know the books that we're distributing. This gentleman's asking me at the Raja Vidya, and I'm just telling, okay, this book is written in such a way that it doesn't matter whether one's Hindu, Christian, Muslim, etc., theologian or atheist. The point is whether or not we're in the cake group or the cookie group. I give this example a lot. We can all agree that the nature of the sugar in our preferred sweets is to be sweet in and of itself. So whether one's a theist or an atheist or in any other different theological group, we can all agree that the nature of the soul, and we can see factually, is to be engaged in service. Or if we want to disagree, because we're an atheist, we can at least say the nature of a human being or other animals is to be engaged in service. So this book is discussing how to engage in service according to our propensity. We have to know these books we're distributing. It's very, very powerful, like Prabhupada said. So, did I just make these books for you to sell, or did I make them for you to read? And not just read, but study. Blissful service. Hare Krishna. Krishna is so kind to give us this opportunity to keep distributing books. Let's keep it going. I was about to say if you can see, but all of our situations are different, so I'm going to phrase it this way. If I can see someone is convinced that they're going to read this book cover to cover, it doesn't usually happen, especially with Bhagavad Gitas, but especially with medium-sized books, they're like seizing the book, they want to dive in that book cover to cover, and they know it's about, like, if it explains to them like the whole process of Bhakti Yoga, and they're gripping it, I give him the book. This guy, he said he loved the book, he was asking me questions about it, and he said he just got a job. He'll say, whatever the big house is, when I see you next month, I'll give you $20, but here's a book, but yeah, I would love to read that book. Let me take a picture of it. It's like, you know what? He wants to read the book. Give him the darn book. He'll take care of it better than anybody else. So I told him, you know what? It's a gift. This world's a sut. It's temporary. We may not see each other ever again, but if we do, then of your own accord, if you want to, you can come approach me and give me a donation. Otherwise, your donations take care of this book. And he really appreciated it. And as it was, the last person who I asked for a $5 donation gave me a couple bucks extra. See, Krishna will provide. We just got to make sure, our service to make sure that we use our discretion to make sure these books go to the people who will take care of them. And past that, Krishna provided us being taken care of. That's how it goes, the realm of reciprocation. Jai Prabhupada. That book earlier where I was saying just let him have the book, Krishna will take care of us. Krishna does take care of us. Some gentleman just came along and said, I believe in what you're doing, I don't need another book on my shelf, but I want to help you out. Here's a few more dollars. Including that and the extra donation someone gave me earlier. That book that I gave out for free for someone who was jumping all over, just been totally covered. Cost of printing, a bit more than that. Our goal is simply make sure these books go out. And hey, remember, give people a positive impression, laugh, smile, This is great. They're going to see these books again. When we see them again, we want them to remember, oh yeah, there's those smiling Hare Krishna people. Even if I don't want the book, they're nice people. That's what I want to do. Haribo. For a book distributor, for me, that is the epitome of heart-melting and humbling. Just so everyone knows, I did not approach her with the book, actually. She called to me, we spoke like a month and a half ago. We spoke about a month and a half ago because I saw her sitting down and I complimented her. She was wearing like some flower sweater. It was like a month and a half ago. And I complimented her a flower sweater and I spoke to her about 15 minutes. I was having a nice conversation. She told me how she knew the Hare Krishnas back in the, I think the 80s, I think it was. A really nice conversation. I was very sweet to her, and she was very sweet to me. And I just finished up having prasadam, and I walked outside and I saw her. And I smiled at her, and said how she's doing. But I could have made more eye contact. I was just in a rush, so I kind of, this time, I look at her and smile, but this time I kind of started rushing off. Like, I was walking fast, I didn't pause to say much of a hi, this time I just smiled and nodded. But I wasn't as personal as I could be. Tried to just rebook to somebody, they didn't take it, and I walked back. And she smiled, and she started a conversation with me. And I was like, absolutely, give this person a conversation. Remember, I'm not out here to be some big shot distributing books at the cost of not being nice to people. So I started talking to her, and she said, so what you doing? First she asked, are you homeless? I said, no, I'm not. I'm out here 10 hours a day doing books now. She goes, oh, that's right. And she goes, I remember you spoke to me. And I said, yeah, it was like a month and a half ago now. And then she goes, so are you selling these books? And she took a look at them. And I said, I'm asking for a donation so I could turn around and get more books. She goes, okay. And she goes, if I give you $3, will that be enough? And I'm going, oh my gosh, no, you don't need to do that. And I'm thinking, this looks so, again, humbling. It looks so bad. Like, here I am kneeling next to a lady who's in a wheelchair asking for donations, and she's pulling out money to give to me while there's a book. But I didn't try selling it to her. She said, no, I'm going to give you this donation. I said, please. And she could only find $2. I'm like, that's plenty. She goes, no, I told you $3. I'm going to give you $3. I remember you were nice to me. I remember when you came and spoke to me, you were nice to me, and I like your book. I said yes, and I asked if I could take a picture to show friends and family. She said yes. Really sweet people out here. See, everyone can take a book, but the main thing is positive impression first. If people want a book, they'll ask for a book. If they want to take a book, they'll ask for the opportunity to give a donation. Our main thing is first give positive impressions and be genuinely nice to people. And then Krishna will take care of the rest. He'll take care of them, he'll take care of us. We just got to be genuinely nice. Show how Bhakti Yoga comes out in practice. Try to, at least. Hare Krishna. Wow. Another gentleman who got a Raja Vidya from me, I want to say a couple weeks ago. I only got the case of books like around 10 days ago. And he read it cover to cover, and he just told me, I ran into him, he was in a super rush. He was like walking real fast. He said he loved it. He was a great book. He specifically said, I loved it. It was a great book. I'm real glad you're doing it. I'm really glad you gave it to me. And I said, would you consider maybe if saying whatever you're inclined, non-scripted, just to maybe encourage people who are second and third generation in this culture to go out there and distribute these books to preserve them, not be, shy or nervous to go out there and do this. And he was in a big rush. He said, man, I wish I could, but I got to get over there. I don't mean to say no to you. And I said, no, you've already said yes. He said, but here. He said, I really like what you're doing. And he emptied his pockets, and he got all his spare change. He said, let me give this an additional, just for that book you gave me last time. I want to give you more donation, whatever I have. So, guys, Matajis, Prabhujis, brothers, sisters, this service is so much fun. This is not an old school Hare Krishna thing to do. This is a blast. So if you want to have an adventure, if you want to have just an interesting, fun experience, go grab some books and go for a walk and talk to people. It's a blast. Hare Krishna. Oh, 372 to around 375 into the jar for teachings of Queen Kunti, day by day. 1, 2, 3. I was telling Padma, saving up is so much easier when it's a small, regular amount every single day. And at the end of the month, big case of books. So 375. So simple. And we get books. And more books. And more books. And then everything else will come together. Hare Krishna farm communities, no problem. First get people in the Hare Krishna farm communities. How do you do that? Books. Hare Krishna schools, no problem. More people, get out books. But I'll tell you this. At some point today, I was reflecting. My limited level of anartas, I wouldn't have the enthusiasm to do this for paperback books. I wouldn't have the enthusiasm. I'm not at that stage yet. Hardback books is where it's at. You get out those books, even if someone is not a very meticulous, careful person, that book's going to last a while. Hardback books, devotees. Ladies and gentlemen, Matajis and Prabhujis. So much bliss. Hare Krishna.